What's happening? My name is Blake Harris, and this is the Music City Mindset. We are coming to you live and loud from the beautiful downtown Commons in Clarksville, Tennessee. As you can hear here, we are at the official tailgate party of the Nashville Kats playoff game. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m., just a few steps away there at F&M Bank Arena. Now listen, we are super excited for this game. The fact that the Cats got the home playoff game. But whoa, they said don't get too excited. That Southwest Kansas is bringing a storm into town. But if there's anything that you can say about Nashville and Clarksville alike, is that we know how to weather through a storm. We rally together when there's a storm. We get stronger together when there's a storm. So at 4:30, we're going to kick off to see who wants to punch a ticket to that arena crown of that championship game next week. Clarksville's called the gateway to the New South. And after last week, the way this city rallied around this team and helped the Cats beat the dog shit out of Corpus Christi.
Rushed them.
That wasn't just an ass beating.
Stomped them.
That was a message to the entire league that says if you want to go on that path to the top of the mountain and crown yourself with the championship title in this league, then that path is going to have to come through that gateway into that new arena, and you better be ready when the claws come out. We have a fire show for you today. It's already hot out here, and it's only heating up.
Oh.
As you can tell, I am not the only one out here. I am not riding solo. With all of these Cats fans that are out here in the heat, I got the boys with me today. Owner of Board and Brush in Hendersonville. Someone who used to go to the old Nashville Kats game with me when I was a kid. My best friend for 3 decades, Evan Butler.
Yay. Appreciate that.
Evan, you watched some of my games back when I played a little bit of arena ball.
Oh, yeah.
The environment of what Bobby and this organization is creating, I can say it, is blowing those days that I had out of the water. How does this feel knowing it's arena football for all of this?
It's a production on a whole nother level. This ain't just arena football. This is big scale, big hits, fast pace, big action.
Yes, it is. So, also beside of him, last but not least, hey, we've got new to the show, owner of Moose's Candy Bacon and Music City Brunch, a fellow Nashville native. Moose is on the loose. Welcome, Moose, to the show.
Animal.
What's up, Moose?
How we doing?
Man,
I'm excited about this.
Hot.
It's hot as shit out here, though, for sure.
But you've been helping with some of the catering, bringing that delicious candied bacon to the VIPs and the owner suites ever since Bobby got involved.
Yeah.
How does it feel from your perspective to see what it was like when he first got involved to what this is now at a home playoff game?
I mean, even if, we can even take it a step further back, and from what the Cats were before to what they are, to Bobby getting it to what it is now, it's completely different energy. It's a whole, like, I personally haven't been emotionally invested in football in a long time. And to be involved in this, it's just unbelievable. And the fact that we got a potential championship coming back to some kind of championship coming to Nashville, that's what's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm excited for.
It seems like that is the vibe in the air right now, that everyone feels like that's a possibility.
Sure.
Because you can see what everybody's buying in. We've got the entire Montgomery County Parks and Rec, everything that they did. Big shout out to Elizabeth, everyone in Parks and Rec for Montgomery County, and hooking us up with this spot, making sure everything's going smoothly. We got a lot of big sponsors out here. You can see the championship caliber of people that are getting behind this team. Just signed on Michael Waltrip Brewing Company.
Yeah.
You can go right over here to this restaurant right here and get you an ice cold Talladega Light.
Nice burr.
Yeah.
Good American burr.
But yeah, big shout out to the Cats for putting this on together. Bobby for building something. I mean, even what's just going ownership with the Waltrips coming in, John Gruden getting involved, obviously Jeff Fisher and his influence here. I mean, this is not the arena that I played. This is next level shit right here.
Yeah.
Not to mention seeing the whole city come together. You got families out here, people really enjoying themselves.
I mean, I've seen some people in some away jerseys, people traveling from Southwest Kansas just to come here for this.
I mean, we got people coming up from Nashville for this. So it's like they're driving an hour just to come watch the football game.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, the Cat season so far has definitely been a roller coaster. It started off a little rough. We went 0-2.
Yeah.
Took some hard L's. Actually, the 2 losses we had early on was not only to the team we're playing tonight, but we also lost to the
This is awful.
the Albany Firebirds. Yeah, I don't know what's
this
happening.
little girl screaming over there is fucking awful.
She's got
Sorry to interrupt you, but I just had to say something. That was terrible.
I think
Someone just said there's only 10 seconds left of this. Thank God. Okay.
I think she's on Interscope.
Oh,
Is that Taylor Swift? I'm pretty sure that was Taylor Swift singing, everybody.
Taylor Swift is officially at the Cats.
Yep,
tailgate
that is
party.
her. I can hear it.
okay. All right, now that's over with. Okay, but since then, the Cats have actually made some really big signings. They got a new quarterback,
Yeah.
a new kicker, 2 new wide receivers. The team that the Southwest Kansas played and beat earlier in the season is not the same,
Not the
team,
same team.
that beat the snot out of Corpus Christi last week in that very arena.
Sure.
So the Storm is not ready. They have not seen this exact team yet.
No, it's going to be, especially with the momentum coming off of that after that last game. This is going to be a slap fest. It's going to be a slap fest.
But like this, it's more, arena football needs to be more than just the football. As much as I love the actual play of football, it's entertainment.
Sure.
Entertainment at its finest in the sports world. And that's what I think the professional teams that have tried something in Nashville since the Cats were here in the 90s,
Sure.
they've really been worried about the play on the field. And yes, winning helps. But it's got to be so much more than that. We got Cool Cat coming in. What's up?
Cool Cat.
Yeah, look at that belt buckle. Yeah, have a seat here.
Welcome to Music City
Man.
Mindset.
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
The baddest
Man.
cat in town.
You got to be burning up in that jacket, man. You got a tank top or something? Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, that's
Hey,
got to be
you
terrible.
excited about bringing the energy to this game when we take on the Storm? Woo! Oh, eating those W's, Jameis
Oh,
Winston
yeah.
style.
them?
Yeah. Hey, fist bumping. Don't leave him hanging.
yeah. Sorry,
All right, appreciate you, Cool Cat.
Yeah. Stay cool.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. This is a full buy-in from the top to the bottom.
Rock
That
star
is,
right there.
I hope he's getting hazard pay.
he should, because it
He
is
should
hot.
be getting hazard
In
pay
the
for
fuzzy
today.
suit and a jacket. I don't know why they put a jacket on him, but
I don't know. That's got to be brutal, though. We got Reggie coming up, though.
Big Reggie in the building.
Yeah.
What up, Reg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have a seat, Reggie. Yeah. Oh, no.
Come hop on, man.
Yeah, hop on.
Have a seat.
Sit down with us.
Give us a couple minutes, Reggie. Ah.
Trump got out, he had a life sentence. Trump got him out. He had a life sentence for drugs. He did.
Who did?
My boy,
Hell
Can
yeah.
you bring him over?
yeah.
Yeah, hey. Yeah.
Yeah, bring him over.
Okay.
Real smart.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Go get him.
Real popular.
For sure.
I know.
Yeah, definitely want to talk to him.
Yeah, go get him and bring him back.
Reggie?
All right, this is turning into an incredible afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
cannot
he said
wait.
his boy was doing time and Trump gave him a pardon?
You never know what's
life
going to happen.
sentence from drugs. I can't wait to hear
Yeah.
more about that story.
Yeah.
That's going to be a wild conversation with us.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, I appreciate you, Reggie.
Yeah.
Now, we got a
Boat race.
special
Yeah.
treat here. You can go ahead and here, have a seat. We got a wild story for y'all now. This is something I didn't think we were going to be honored to be able to have. We've got, coming on the show with us, we've got Ralph O'Neal. Man, thank you.
Wow.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
How's it going, man?
Go ahead. Yeah, talk right into that. So I literally just got told about who you are.
Right.
And I don't know if this is an exaggeration or not, but it was phrased to me that you were given a life sentence
Right.
and then you were just pardoned, and now you're here on our podcast.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you've been through?
I was convicted of federal drug charges, nonviolent drug charges. I was given life because I had two probationary sentences from the past, and I was given life for that. And I was fortunate enough for President Trump to sign a law called the First Step Act, and it essentially freed me And then I received a pardon on the end of it. Not a pardon, a commutation of sentence. So, I'm just blessed.
Yeah.
I'm just blessed.
Right on.
I am so happy you're here with us right now.
Right.
Was that here locally?
I was here when I was arrested in Nashville, but my case came out of East Tennessee, out of Knoxville.
Gotcha. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Tennessee.
Okay.
I was born in Harriman, Tennessee, raised in Nashville and Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously, if you got caught with something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you did something wrong on that side of things, right?
Yes.
But like when you were going through the trial process
Right.
and they were coming down with the actual like sentencing part, was everybody in your camp like, what the hell? Like, why are you getting life for that? And like, were they like fighting for you from the beginning? Or?
Not so much. I think I was fighting for myself from the beginning because I got in there and then I looked at the statutes. And the statute, Joe Biden, when he was a congressperson, he had made the statute so rigid. So it made me look at it and I'm like, dang, I'm facing a life sentence. But when you're in the feds and you're facing a life sentence, there is no plea and you're just going to be off.
They just got you.
You got it, and your only plea is going to be go out and set all your friends up. That's how you're going to get out. If you're not going to do that, you're in here.
Yeah.
So I just
Damn.
How much time did you serve?
I served 14 years.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
this is Music City mindset.
Right.
The kind of mindset it gives you when that gavel comes down.
When that gavel came down, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. From the moment I was incarcerated to the day I got out, I always knew I would get out.
Absolutely.
I always
how did
knew.
you know
I just
that?
had faith that God was gonna just free me from that. I was like,
Won't he?
these sentences are draconian.
Yeah.
So I just had faith that I would be freed from it, and ultimately I was free.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Nice.
How long did this whole process take? Like, at what point did you find out about the law that Trump signed and like?
Okay, how it
getting
all
word of that?
first started was Obama was in, and he had his clemency initiative, and man, I didn't make the cut on the clemency initiative.
Damn.
So when President Trump came in, he said, look, all those draconian sentences, we want the stuff that China's putting on the table. These real drugs, not some cocaine. Somebody's getting a life sentence for cocaine. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fentanyl and heroin and this stuff that's killing people.
Yeah.
But some cocaine and stuff, not to say that's good, what I was doing, because honestly it wasn't, but you shouldn't be serving a life sentence for it.
No.
Sure.
So he started campaigning for the law, and the whole Congress got behind him. He signed the law. Bro, I was free a year later.
That's amazing.
Damn.
Man.
What was your mindset change once you got the word that you were going to be free?
Man, I was just elation. I was just highly elated, thank God. And I had been working on my plan for years of what I'm going to do when I get out, try to help youth, steer them away from certain things. So we've been working on that. We have a nonprofit called Lead out of Indianapolis. And actually my cousin's there in New York now. New York, they're having all the athletes are in town right now, and he's giving out board games, and we turning children into authors. We turned over 5,000 children into authors right now.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah,
Man, that is. What was the first thing you did when you got out?
got a steak.
Yeah.
What was your first drink?
First drink, I think it was a Sprite, bro. But I had been drinking though. I didn't want no alcohol. It was just a Sprite.
Little
yeah.
hunch punch down in there.
Yeah, man.
Well, I can't express this enough. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're out because now you have the opportunity with this mindset that you have now to create a difference.
Right.
You seem very smart, very intelligent.
Thank you,
Now
thank
using that for good and positivity. I'm glad. You're
Thank
here,
you, man.
Thank you
It's
so
an honor
much.
to meet all you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one. Go
You as
Cats.
well.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
14 years.
14 years for some coke.
14 fucking years.
That in itself is criminal.
That's wild. Fuck that to begin with.
Oh shit!
Are you kidding?
What's up, big dog? Man, go ahead and have a seat.
I got to change that right there.
Oh, man. Bring me another one.
Okay.
I'll move it. I'll move it over here. I'll move it over here out of respect for you. All right. Man, sorry, we're just coming down off of listening to that last story, man. Dude got a life sentence over some coke and then just got pardoned.
Who?
Oh, dude right there.
Okay.
Crazy, man. Man, how you been, dude?
Good, man. Good. Just working, man. Really happy to be back in Clarksville. I moved back up here from Nashville about 4 years ago. I always said when I was first came up to the Clarksville area in 2007, to play football up here, I always said if I get a good job, then I'm gonna stay in Clarksville. And
Really?
I mean, that's how much I really like the city. And the city wasn't half of what it is now.
I know this
so,
area right here wasn't even around when we were up here.
So,
So, I mean, that's an incredible testament of what this city is and the culture behind it. That voice you're hearing, if you don't already know, this guest here is a certified FCS legend. Man who did not just play football, but rewrote the record books when it came to all-purpose yards here, wearing a governor jerseys for Austin Peay State University. The dude holds NCAA records for career kickoff return yards, not just at Austin Peay, not just OVC, but the entire league there. He racked up over 75,000 all-purpose yards and made every special teams coach in that nation lose sleep before the game. He wasn't the biggest dude on the field, but he was the absolute most electric, like a human joystick on the turf. 5-time All-OVC, Hall of Famer here at Austin Peay, a living, breathing highlight reel, record-smashing, ankle-breaking, all-purpose yards king, Terrence Holt.
Yeah.
that was a good introduction.
All right. Man, so you're already talking about it. Like, what was it about? Because you went to Maplewood, so in Nashville. What was it really about? Was it the people being smaller than Nashville? What was it that when you came up here to play for Austin Peay that like made you feel like this could be where you really wrote down and not Nashville?
So, man, first what I'll say about that is that, man, as me being a city guy from Nashville, I really didn't want to leave Nashville. So I'm like, before I really, got accustomed to Clarksville, I would go home every weekend. Any free time that I had, I would go home every weekend. But just being up here was a great atmosphere. The people, the environment, the city. I just enjoyed it. It's a lot of things to do now, but even back then, like the riverfront, we go to the riverfront if you want to get away. We always had Governor Square Mall. So we had little essentials up here to make you feel at home. It's not the biggest city, but it makes you feel like you are in a big city. Now, since I've been here or always visited, I always have friends who are from other major cities, and they don't realize like how much there is to do in Clarksville. Like I never heard of Clarksville, but when they come visit me and stuff like that, it's like I never knew that I would have this much fun up here, and I'm just like, that's why I love this so much because the atmosphere, the people, it's just a genuine feeling and friendly city.
Man,
You get slept on a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
It does. I always talk shit about Clarksville, but then whenever I do come up here, it's usually for like a reason.
Yeah.
And I end up having fun when I'm here. It's just I got to drive.
It is one of those slept-on cities, man. And I remember from me being in college, like a lot of people from surrounding schools like TSU, Vanderbilt, MTSU used to come up here, and like I had more fun here in Clarksville than back in my home city or whatever. But man, it's just one of those places that's a honey hole. And I think, I heard, I do watch the news almost every day, and I heard that the Cats are coming up here. I think this will be a good thing for the Cats and for the city, especially with this new F&M Bank Arena. That it'll give it more exposure to the school. When I tell people about Clarksville, I'm always preaching about Austin Peay. Like, I grew up playing sports, so I didn't really get to have NCAA team. So since I came to college, like Austin Peay is my all-time favorite team in every sport. Like I don't miss a game.
Man,
so
that's what's up. So like, you obviously fell in love with it, and because they gave you the chance that they gave you.
Yeah.
Where your talents, was it really just your size holding you back, or like were there other schools recruiting you? And if there were, why did you choose Austin Peay?
Well, that is a crazy story. So, just last weekend, I was in Nashville at a picnic, and the TSU head coach Rod Reed was there. So we talked or whatever. I always pick with them because I am a natural guy and I'm always around. So even though I didn't attend TSU, I would be at TSU functions and stuff like that. So I build relationship with people and different coaches around the area. So just talking to Rod Reed last weekend, he was like, man, we did want you, but it wasn't my choice. He was like, the head coach or somebody was like, you have small hands. And I was like, I mean, when I actually did my combine and things like that, and they measured my hands, they was actually average size. So I think it was just anything. Yeah. So yeah. So
Aggressively average.
So I guess like, I mean, I would say just by my stature, by the eye test, most people are like, he's a smaller guy. And I did get a couple schools that would say, hey, we like you, but you're kind of small, which I kind of took it as disrespect because I mean, if I'm seeing guys in the league that are my size or on different levels that I watch that I feel like if I had that line or that school, I'll be doing the same thing as well. So I had a chip on my shoulder. A lot of schools that overlooked me for my size, and the main thing that I did was go out there and have fun and play ball. And man, I guess that was the writing in history right there.
So catching and just fielding a kick is probably one of the single hardest things to do on a football field. When that ball's up in the air, of course, like in any sports movie, when there's a kick and it's way up in the air, it's like slow motion.
Yeah.
But the game happens so fast. When that ball's in the air and you're waiting to field a kick, what was going through your mind? Was it real slow like that, or?
Man, I would just say first, it's you and wanted to do it. But I will always tell anybody who's in that position that it's an art. Just like an artist can draw, a singer can sing. It's an art. I truly believe it's an art. And if we watch sports now and you see a returner back there, and it's like from our legends who have returned the ball, you can clearly see a difference. And it's like you just got to have that niche. And I mean, you just can't put anybody back there. Or nowadays, if you see that anybody is back there, what they doing? Fair catching, letting the ball hit the ground. That was one of my things when I was back there. Teams didn't used to kick to me, so you have to have a maneuver of how you're going to get the ball. So I knew they wouldn't kick to me, so of course I would line up on a different. The way that I would do it is I would line up on the opposite side of the way that I wanted to go because I knew they wouldn't kick to me. So when their kicker is in that motion, they can't switch the direction that they're going to do. So, but I mean, I would say it's kind of a vision that you got to have. But catching that ball, you got to have some guts because you're looking in the air and 10, 11 people coming down to smack you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's an art and a little bit of guts to be back there and catch and field the ball like that.
So you say you don't miss a game. Are you still plugged in with the athletic department and everything as a whole?
Yeah. So I'm a season ticket holder here. That's how much I love it. I try to make mostly away games, like the big games. Last year I went to Louisville. I'm gonna try to make the Georgia game this year. Due to my work schedule, I'm a fireman in Nashville, so I work 24-hour shifts, so I'm not off every weekend. But I am a season ticket holder, and I do keep up with the game. That ESPN Plus is probably one of the best deals that they done made because I get to watch every game even when I'm not here.
Man, that's really cool that you fell in love with it so much that you're still plugged into it now, even working in Nashville and still staying that kind of plugged in. Was there, playing the teams that we'd play back when it was in the OVC, was there ever a specific moment of in this chess game that you're playing where I'm going to line up over here, try to get them to do this, that a defender where you can distinctly remember beat you on that mental battle and got a hit in?
Well,
is there something specific that stands out?
So I would say I don't know the player's game. If I go back and look up the roster, I could probably figure out his name. But one guy, I mean, real good guy from EKU. We played here. I mean, he was I would say, I mean, I hate to say it, but EKU, they probably hit the hardest that I've ever played, anybody. I've never wanted to drop the ball after getting hit, but it's just the will and the heart. But EKU, man, that linebacker that they had, I think it was my senior year when we played here. The last game we played at Austin P, the last game we played EKU at Austin P, whoever that linebacker was, I go Jeff Fisher right there.
Yeah.
Whoever that guy was, man, he was a stud. And, those are one of the standout, guys that I, try to, go hard against and things like that. But I took some pretty good lickings because of, I would say, I don't know, because of the scouting report, but, sometimes guys would hit me before I even filled the ball. So it was just, part of the game, I guess.
You got one more in you, or are you done?
So when that question is asked upon me, I feel like I'm a realist. I would say this: if I was able to train, like to go through a summer workout, summer practice, and things like that, and get ready for the season, yeah. But I think that'll be my last one.
You started smiling a minute.
Yeah, I'm 36 years old now. And I can't keep up like I used to. But if I train, because I know that will that's in me. I know, some of my 80% will be some guys 100. So, but yeah, I still work out, lift, walk, run. But, some guys want to race me. I'm like, there's no reason I should be 36-year-old still sprinting like I was when I was 18 and 19. So
Go get some Pete's, bro. Come on, HGH. Come on.
I feel like the Cats could use the season.
Oh yeah. No, I would enjoy it. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be the same. It's I would say a lot less running. I mean, I'm a smarter player, so get down. But I don't see me laying down. I would really enjoy fielding a couple balls. Fielding the ball in the arena is something that I always wanted to do. Catch it off the net and just go. So I think that would be something interesting.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah. All right. So last question here for you, T. Holt. If you going from Nashville to Clarksville to play, still saying in here, but obviously not playing football anymore, seeing kind of maturing and growing in life and everything that it means when you have to accept that you're not playing football anymore. What's a time and like a mindset shift that you had to go through that changed a whole lot in your life?
So, I mean, that was a very good question. For me, I didn't have no plan B or anything. I just thought I was going to the NFL ever since I was younger. But I did realize even when you do make it to the league, any league, Canadian league, arena, flag football, whatever, it's always an end point. So that's the mindset that I had to mature to, as far as even if I would have made it to the NFL or played in any of these different leagues, what would I do afterwards when I'm done playing ball? So that's the shift that I had to make, as far as it's always an end to something that you start. So I think that's what kept me sane, like understanding that, I didn't make it, I was close, but it's like, okay, what are you going to do afterwards? Because, your time period of playing is only a certain amount of time, and it have to end. So, me becoming a fireman is the closest thing that I feel like that keep me physical, keep me in that mindset of having a brotherhood and, having guys you depend on and that depend on you. So having something to do after, your season or your time playing that sport is over. So that's what I got.
Good answer. I said that was the last one. I do got one more. You rooting for the Cats to come here as their permanent home? And if they do, you going to get the season tickets?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I'm one of those guys that keep up with a lot of things that go around in the city. So, I mean, this place, F&M Bank Arena, is, I would say, significant to me because this is where we done our ceremony when they inducted me into the Ring of Honor. And that's a new thing that also has started. So just going in there, being in that atmosphere. But yeah, I would love for the Cats to come up here to give the city, something else to do and things like that. And the city is growing, so I can really see how the Cats can make this Clarksville their home.
Yeah. All right, well, I know there's a bunch of these Cats fans that were definitely Austin P fans, which means they were definitely Terrence Holt fans, man. I appreciate you stopping on the show, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, we got no problem. Thank y'all.
Yeah, take it easy, man.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
We just went back to back to back with incredible stories. We're actually going to take a quick break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back here at the official tailgate of the Nashville Kats. Okay, we are back here as the Music City Mindset. We are here at the official tailgate for the Nashville Kats home playoff game. And boys, we've got a great interview right here. This next guest is a certified local legend up here. He's the heartbeat of Montgomery County, the man behind the momentum here in Clarksville. He's gone from fighting fires to firing up a whole city.
Yeah.
As a former firefighter EMT, he's not afraid to take a risk. Elected in 2022, he hit the ground running and never looked back. He's the man behind the F&M Bank Arena getting built and this gorgeous facelift that this city deserved. He's out here playing for more greenways and more opportunity. This dude gets things done. Welcome to the show. Give it up for Mayor Wes Golden.
Yeah.
Mayor, I got a couple questions for you kicking this thing off. I was here in 2008, played football here at Austin P.
Nice.
This city, this part of the city doesn't even look recognizable. There's no question there. Just good job. Congrats on everything you're doing. But as I was doing some research on this, you're the county mayor, correct?
Correct.
There's also a city mayor.
There is.
How rare is that to exist of a county and a city? Because I didn't know that was possible. And who came first? Who answers to who? How does that work?
Do y'all have to fight annually? Like
Arm wrestling?
Y'all have to like fight right here in this little grass area to start who's top mayor?
Well, I don't think it would be fair. See, I'm the youngest county mayor ever here. He's the
God,
oldest.
is that?
He's the oldest first-term city mayor. So
Okay.
I don't think it would be fair to.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, still got to do it. It's not us. It's just the law. That's just what it is.
That's right. So we actually work together. So we have different roles, and some things overlap. Like we have a county park right downtown here in Clarksville, Tennessee, and the arena is a county facility as well. And I can't take full credit for that at all. It was already under construction when I took office. So there was we've had some great leadership before me, and we're surrounded by some great people that just want to see this community continue to grow, thrive. And I look at it as our job is to drive and steer the economic development of this community. Because when people are able to prosper, everything else works out.
Absolutely.
As long as Johnny sticks around, I ain't got no problems. Just those honey buns, man, they can't go nowhere. They can't go nowhere.
That's legendary.
Yeah. When y'all gonna throw a historical marker on there? Just that way we can make sure it don't go nowhere.
I agree with that. That's
No.
actually a really good idea.
Let's go.
You
I'm
heard
down.
it here first.
Let me know. I'll be there. I'll be there for that little christening.
So I don't think it's a super common route to go from fighting, firefighter into being a mayor. Like, at what point did you want to get into politics? And was that always a goal? And
Never.
how did you transition into that?
I'm really just a biker in a suit, to be honest with you.
All right.
I was working for the city at the time. I was a health and safety manager over there. And when the former mayor announced he wasn't going to run again for the county seat, I was one of those people looking for somebody else to take that role. And then I had some people approach me, and I told them they were crazy. There's no way I would do something like that. But prayed about it, talked to my wife about it, and went all in.
Well, like I said, you took a risk, and I think it's paying off. You got the city buzzing. They talk about it in cities like Nashville and things like that. When the Titans are good, what that does for the bars and stuff like that. Being that Clarksville's a little bit smaller than Nashville, and the sports that are available here are more on the college side. What does something like having the Cats come up here and play? What does that do for the city, the economy? Like, how does that boost the morale?
I can tell you the local business owners downtown, they come up and thank you personally because they appreciate it. Just like I said before, when people are able to prosper, everything else works out. We have this heat, it's 110 in the shade out here right now.
Yeah,
So
it's hot.
it's pushing people into the mailroom drinking margaritas over there in the Black Horse, drinking their cold beer, and down the Strawberry Alley Ale Works. And
Nice cold Talladega Light.
that's right. Everything's working out.
So with that, it seems like you've kind of just made pivots. It's not really been a straight path of like how you're getting to where you've gotten to now. What's something that you went through where when you shifted your mindset, it just changed everything for you?
I did an interview here recently with the state of Tennessee, and they were looking for people that went from public safety to be a mayor or an elected official. And those stressful situations absolutely prepare you for dealing with other types of stressful situations, or the perception of what a lot of people would think to be a stressful situation. We have the opportunity to sit back and say, nobody's shooting at me. Nothing's on fire right now. Nobody's bleeding out. It's not that bad.
Yeah, fair. How long were you a firefighter?
6 years.
Right on. And were you in like you did your EMT basic, advanced, intermediate?
It was called EMTIV back then.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Look, speaking of them, there they show up.
Are you about to go hop on? Are we all going?
I would.
I feel like I would follow you. I don't know why, but
Let's go. I'm down. We'll go run into some buildings on fire.
Yeah, from there I went to work for a chemical company as a hazmat specialist. So
Right on.
I was still in the fire and hazardous material response after that as well.
Where were you a firefighter at?
The two stations I mainly worked at was right downtown and then on Fort Campbell Boulevard. So
Okay.
most of my time on rescue trucks.
Right
Those
on.
are the two busiest trucks in the city. So
Right on.
that's why I like it.
Yeah, sure.
well, it seems like when the Cats were wanting to do something to broaden their fan base, and then now clinching a home playoff game and figuring out what they were going to do, you and the city of Clarksville have just been, arms wide open, accepting, loving, excited that they're here. But I have to ask you and put you on the spot: how much are you fighting for this to be a permanent thing?
Every day. And the community is absolutely supporting it. So we've been tracking on social media the positivity that this is bringing to the
Right on.
community, and it's peaking. We actually have software that measures positivity on social media. And
Positive vibes only.
That's right. It's one of the most positive things that we've seen in a while, and
That's awesome.
and we love it. And having Fort Campbell, Kentucky here, we have so many soldiers and veterans, and they get involved in the community because they already understand what it means to serve others.
Sure.
So our community is able to pull together like none other.
Right on.
Wow. Well, as much as I don't look forward to that 45-minute drive every week here to come out to games, I mean, Clarksville Cats does have a nice little ring to it. Mayor, this has just been incredible. Like, the city is different than I remember. I used to talk shit about Clarksville, I'll be honest with you.
Sure.
But I've been coming up here ever since Bobby brought all this up here, and I've had so much fun. You turned a believer into me, and I guess we'll see you at the game. Go Cats! I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Claws out, walking through the storm, baby.
Yeah, claws out, walking through the storm.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate it, boss.
Yeah, good time.
Mayor
sir.
Wes Golden, ladies and
Mayor
gentlemen.
Golden. All right.
Wow, this has been star-studded here today.
I'm really trying not to think. I'm really having a hard time thinking of non-asshole questions to ask.
Just
Thank you.
Just to being a smart ass. It's like,
Thank you for at least considering a filter. The heat makes everybody a little more irritable.
Put you out
I
there.
just want to be a smart ass so bad. That's all.
Once this becomes a regular thing, we can know our role. I see you
Yeah.
being that guy. You don't have to agree with everything.
Mayor Clarksville is fight for dominance. See you ever hump your leg.
Jello wrestling.
How many times?
Greco-Roman wrestling is how we decide who gets city council meetings.
How many times have you humped the other mayor to assert dominance?
Right. Are these two of your players? Blake?
Are we still rolling?
Yeah.
No, hell yeah.
You're like, I thought we cut it.
I thought we did.
The minute the mayor walked away,
Yep, we're done.
Yeah.
How
No,
you
this
doing?
is one of those where we gotta get used to keep rolling.
Keep that shit rolling.
Here, you get closer, you're the player. Oh my god.
Well,
on
I mean,
the
I
field
think
or in real life? I mean, what are we talking about?
Field.
we're gonna talk about all of it. There's definitely some administrative things now that y'all have gotten into Clarksville and what that means for the team that I think someone more into that admin role can answer as well. So feel free to just answer and have fun. I mean, I'm loving this.
Yeah, it's good. Just hanging here.
Yeah, minus how hot it is. I mean, I am looking forward to.
I got a little bit of that fan breeze coming over here, so it's not the worst.
Hey, we just talked to him.
Hey, quit biting.
He's going from yeah, mayor.
Yeah.
He went from one microphone to the other. I feel like we should wait until he's done
I
yelling.
thought we would take our hats off.
From now on, y'all.
Let's get everybody together.
Oh, was that an actual moment of silence?
Can we say calls out?
Calls out!
Calls out!
Calls out!
Let's do this.
Balls out? Is that what it was?
Okay. All right. Now that Mayor
All right.
Wes Golden is not yelling at us anymore.
And he has
Balls
the ball
out.
on that mic out. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, and mostly ladies for this one, allow me to introduce one of the baddest, most slept on, electrifying women's sports team that this state has to offer. These aren't just regular average weekend warriors. Real deal, full contact, shoulder pad popping, hit you in the mouth women's football. We're talking about the Tennessee Trojans, a powerhouse franchise in the WNFC, proudly repping Clarksville, Tennessee now, and putting all the other women's teams in this state on notice. These ladies are fast and physical, and I would know because I have actually coached this team. It's built with heart and grit from ownership all the way down, and it's become a full movement. So if you're in Clarksville, anywhere in Tennessee, and you're trying to support women's sports, check out the Tennessee Trojans. Welcome to the show.
Come on down.
We have Angel Benson, an offensive lineman, and
Alicia Morales-Benson, so I'm the community outreach coordinator for the team.
so we got some in the trenches and we got some admin here to help us out. Now, when I was with the team, based in Nashville, but we did use Austin P and Clarksville for camps, practices, even a game, just to, again, broaden the fan base and the awareness of women's tackle football. Now y'all are playing games here pretty much full-time. And so what has that transition been like to play for Clarksville? And how has the city embraced and rallied behind women's tackle football?
So I'll speak on that since I'm more the management side, but we actually are still playing all over. This last season,
Okay.
We played in Memphis, we played in Nashville, we played in Clarksville, so we kind of were all over this last season. But it's been great to get the support of all the different cities that we've gone to, and it's just made other areas more aware of our team in Nashville, Clarksville area.
So going to these areas, you're obviously seeing little girls in the team that are now looking out with all the flag football, the tackle football option. This is something you would normally probably ask, like, an NFL player, thing like that, about being a role model. But with what's available for females, you have little girls that are looking at you as this next example of what are the possibilities that weren't always there for females when it comes to athletics.
Yeah.
So what does that feel like watching these girls watch you and be an inspiration to what they can do athletically?
Yeah, so it feels amazing. It feels great that we can be that, voice for little girls around the world that, you can play football too. You can hit just as hard as anybody else. So I love it. I have a daughter of my own that I'm able to instill those type of values, hard work. I'm around an amazing group of women that I wouldn't want to be around anybody else. So yeah.
What kind of steroids do you take? You on the juice?
Zero.
You on the juice?
Performance
Zero.
enhancing.
Don't lie to
Yeah,
us.
I work out every day.
Yeah, work
Seven
out. Yeah.
times a week. Barely take a rest day. So yeah.
You definitely got the inspiration and the motivation with the ownership of Rachel and Tessa.
Yeah.
Working for them, they made you really feel like you could go to war with someone like that, especially with their experience in the Army and things like that.
100%.
With that, when did you first hear about tackle football, and when was that really a possibility for you?
So I've been playing tackle football for about 2 years now. I played college basketball, so I was very competitive all my life. So, I
Where'd you
graduated
play?
college, women's basketball. Yeah, at
Where?
Hill College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little Jesuit college, D2 in Mobile, Alabama. So I was competitive all my life. And I was like, I'm trying to find something that I can do now that I've graduated. I needed that, that push. So I was looking around and I found the Trojans, and I came to work out and I was like, I like this. I like to work hard. I like to be in a good group of girls. So it's been about 2 years. So yeah.
I'm hoping Nashville gets to host a championship game. I know
sure.
that's where they're down in Dallas, which is why they couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
But the All-Star games, everything that's building, it really cultivates a culture of really pushing yourselves and the possibilities of when being the rewards
Yes.
of.
We did just host the playoffs for the championship game. So we had all the girls here in Nashville just a couple weeks ago. And one of the little girls that noticed us in Memphis, she followed the WNFC and came to one of the games in support because she's just so inspired by what she saw in Memphis.
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible. It's just something that I knew some girls growing up that would be a kicker on a team and wanted to play, and how they were treated in that situation. So now that there's leagues coming out, flag football becoming on the Olympics, I believe there's going to be a men and women's team. So that where football has gotten to just since I was a kid until now is completely changed. Everybody's trying to revolutionize something, and it was really fun to watch. Really have a front row seat there, being a coach to some of those games. So what has football taught you? Because when you grew up playing it as a kid, there's things you learned about football that you translated into life. You kind of learned life, and now you've learned football.
Yeah.
So now that you're kind of understanding yourself as a football player, what's something you've learned on the field that's helped you later on in life? Off the field.
I would definitely say it's the grit and the highs and lows. There's momentum in a game, and it's all about getting that back. It's about putting your backpack on and walking up those stairs as fast as you can. I think personally, it's just taught me to work harder and keep it pushing. Yep.
Definitely, emotional maturity always helps of being able to handle the ups and downs that life can throw.
Yes.
So what's you saying y'all playing all around? What's really next for the Trojans? What some things y'all are, I'm sure, already working on for next year? What's something new that we can expect?
So you could expect to see new faces out there. I definitely think you could see. I'm not 100% sure where we're going to be playing next year. I think we are going to be playing some games here in Clarksville and maybe Nashville. Not 100% sure, but I definitely think that you'll definitely see some more dubs, I guess you could say, coming up. So, yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I know they're going to watch this, but when I first started, the team wasn't that good. All right. But as I've kept up with it, as I have been coaching, it's literally gotten better and better and better every season. So I'm looking forward to continue to watch.
Yeah.
The continued improvement of that. I mean, what kind of mindset do you have to know that you've just got to continue to keep building to try to get to the top?
So we have a good group of core girls that I think are, sold on the mission of the Trojans. I love my team. I love the girls. I love the management. They push me to be a better person every day. And I think it's just going to take consistency, doing the stuff outside of the field, on the field, the little things. I think it's just going to take consistency with the group of girls that we have and the other groups, girls that, transfer in or somebody that comes on a team. We instill that in them. So, yeah.
I've had the luxury of being able to talk to college football players, NFL players on this show, and all of them that talk about missing it. It's not necessarily missing what your body goes through and, having to study and stay, locked in for so long. It's the camaraderie that build. How important, especially in something like women's football, how important is that chemistry that you form off of the field and how it translates to the field?
So I would definitely say I've created some really good friends off of the Trojans team, and that's one of the reasons I joined. I'm not from this area, so finding friends was a big thing when I joined women's football. And I think it just helps you when life gets hard. You know what I mean? You have a group of girls that will have your back at all times, that will go to war with you at all times. So I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
Also, with the team, part of my role is to find them some community events to be involved in. So they're out in the community. When they come together and help those in need, I believe it just brings them closer as a team to realize, like, hey, we got it good. Or maybe we're doing certain things like maybe domestic violence or helping those that had addiction. You never know what these girls have gone through. And just to see them come together and support those that usually like society doesn't think about is really inspiring.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there's definitely moments where I could say that my involvement in football, looking back, saved my life a couple of times. So that's really cool that y'all are finding ways to get into the community and give back to that. This podcast, really, it's called the Music City Mindset, and we kind of have a fundamental thing of what we do when we're in the studio recording. You're saying you're not actually from this area. So as someone who's not from here, moving here, getting involved in the Trojans and buying in for that, what did you have to change in your mindset to be able to stay here? Was there ever a time when you were like, I don't know if this can work, and have to like go back home? And like, how did you end up still wanting to stay here?
So I will say that, moving here, I wouldn't say was a culture change. I'm actually from Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
Roll Tide. I would say that.
Roll Tide.
I wouldn't really say. I wouldn't really say it was necessarily a mindset shift. I always have this quote that the sun might not shine today, but it'll shine tomorrow. I know that's very cliche, but I will say that it will always shine, just not today. But yeah, I would say that.
I love that. That could be a shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all stopping by and coming in and doing this, and continue to draw awareness to women's football and football here in Clarksville, with growing with the Cats, because they kind of did the same thing as far as starting in Nashville, expanding, and they're doing stuff here. So they were on a similar road as what the Trojans were on. So this city has a lot to offer when it comes to football fans. So I'm glad y'all are doing stuff up here. I appreciate y'all stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Oh boy!
Well,
damn.
Judging by the lack of noise behind us, it sounds like we have reached the end.
LSU's up 5-1, by the way. We're about to win another natty.
Let's go watch the Cats take it
So
home.
we're going to wrap this up. We're going to take this inside of F&M Bank Arena to watch the home playoff game, Nashville Kats versus the Southwest Kansas Storm. Stay tuned and updates for the scores. And for the love of Nashville, tune in to the next one.